In the Bennett family there were winners and there were disappointments. My sister Jennifer was the winner. Cornell graduate. Corporate attorney. Married to Bradley, a hedge fund manager. Living in a ski chalet near Aspen. Designer everything. Country club membership. The daughter my parents showcased at every opportunity. I was Jordan Bennett, the disappointment. Community college dropout. Freelance graphic designer. Single at 28. Living in a modest apartment in Denver. Driving a 10-year-old Subaru. The son my parents explained away with apologetic smiles. Jennifer just made partner at her firm, Mom would announce. Jordan is still doing freelance work. The pause. The carefully neutral tone. The implication that at 28 I should have achieved something more impressive. What they didn't know was that my freelance work generated $195,000 annually. Or that I'd been helping Grandpa Thomas manage his properties since I was 20. Or that those properties had been legally mine for 6 years. Grandpa Thomas was a Colorado legend, though he never advertised it. He'd started buying properties in the 1970s when Colorado was still affordable. A duplex here. A small apartment building there. Steady, patient accumulation over 4 decades. By 2018 he owned 8 rental properties across Colorado. 1. Duplex, Denver, his first purchase 1974. 2. 4-unit apartment building, Denver. 3. 3-bedroom house, Boulder. 4. Duplex, Fort Collins. 5. Small apartment building, 6 units. Colorado Springs. 6. 3-bedroom house, Denver. 7. 4-unit building, Pueblo. 8. 3-bedroom house, Boulder. Total value by 2018, $3.6 million. Annual rental income, $216,000. All paid off. All maintained meticulously. All managed while he lived in a small ranch house and drove a 15-year-old Ford F-150. The secret to wealth, Grandpa told me when I was 20, is that nobody needs to know you have it. Let them think you're just an old man with some rental houses. Meanwhile, you're building a legacy. When I dropped out of community college in 2016, everyone assumed I'd failed. The truth was different. Grandpa had asked for my help managing his properties. Jennifer's too busy being important, he said. She visits twice a year, stays 3 hours, spends the whole time talking about her cases. You actually listen. You ask questions. You want to learn. Come work with me. So I did. For 8 years I spent my weekends and evenings with Grandpa. Learning his properties. Meeting his tenants. Understanding maintenance schedules. Coordinating repairs. Studying cash flow statements. Jennifer sees these properties as her future inheritance, Grandpa said in 2017. She's already planning which ones to sell. But she's never met a single tenant. Never fixed a leaky faucet. Never dealt with a 2 a.m. emergency call about a broken furnace in January. What about me? You understand that these properties are people's homes, Grandpa said. That's the difference between a landlord and a steward. By 2018 I knew Grandpa's portfolio better than he did. I knew the family in property number 2 had 3 kids in Denver public schools. I knew the elderly tenant in property number 4 had lived there for 23 years. I knew property number 5 in Colorado Springs needed foundation work but was otherwise solid. I knew every tenant, every lease, every maintenance history, every quirk of every building. And I knew Jennifer had been asking about her inheritance since 2015. Jennifer's interest in Grandpa's properties began when she realized their value. 8 properties worth $3.6 million, she told Bradley at Christmas 2015, loud enough for everyone to hear. When I inherit them, we're selling immediately. Probably get $4 million if we list right. You'll inherit them? I asked. Obviously, Jennifer said, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. I'm the eldest. I'm the successful one. I'm the one with legal expertise. Grandpa needs his properties managed by someone who understands sophisticated asset management. Dad nodded approvingly. Mom beamed. Grandpa said nothing, just sipped his coffee. Over the next 3 years, Jennifer's assumptions calcified into absolute certainty. At Easter 2016, when Grandpa's properties transfer to me, I'm liquidating everything. Real estate is too illiquid. We'll diversify into equities. At Thanksgiving 2017, I've already contacted Sotheby's International. They'll handle the sale when the time comes. Should be quick. Colorado market is hot. At Christmas 2018, Bradley's been modeling the returns. If we sell for $4 million and invest properly, we're looking at 8% annually. That's $320,000 per year passive income. Always when I inherit. Always when they transfer to me. Never. Meanwhile, I was doing the actual work. Handling emergency repairs at property number 6, $8,000 for a new HVAC. Finding new tenants for property number 7 when the previous ones moved. Coordinating roof replacement on property number 2, $22,000. Managing the portfolio Jennifer planned to manage someday. But Jennifer never noticed. She was too busy being important to see the real work happening. In March 2018, Grandpa Thomas's health began declining. Not catastrophically, just the accumulated weight of 78 years. Diabetes management. Blood pressure issues. A minor stroke that left him weaker but mentally sharp. Made him think about the future. I need to make sure my properties go to someone who'll preserve them, he told me one Saturday morning at property number 1, the original Denver duplex where we often met. Jennifer expects them, I said carefully. Jennifer expects a lot of things she hasn't earned, Grandpa replied. Come with me Monday. We're meeting my attorney. Monday, March 12, 2018, we sat in Patricia Martinez's office, an estate planning attorney who'd helped Grandpa with property purchases for 30 years. Mr. Bennett wants to transfer all 8 properties to you via quitclaim deed, Ms. Martinez explained. All deeds will be recorded immediately with the appropriate county offices. I stared at Grandpa. All 8? But Jennifer. Jennifer has spent 3 years planning to sell them, Grandpa interrupted. She sees dollar signs. You see homes. The family in property number 2 has lived there 12 years. Mrs. Patterson in property number 4 is 81 years old. Those are real people, Jordan. Jennifer would evict them if it meant better returns. But I'm just a freelance designer. You're the person who's been actually managing these properties for 2 years, Grandpa corrected. Jennifer talks about management. You do management. Ms. Martinez walked me through the documents. 8 quitclaim deeds transferring each property from Thomas Bennett to Jordan Bennett. All would be signed, notarized, and recorded within 48 hours. What about your will? I asked. The will leaves $40,000 to Jennifer and $40,000 to your parents, Grandpa said. The properties aren't mentioned because they'll already be yours. Jennifer will sue. She'll claim you weren't competent. Which is why we're doing this now while I'm sharp, Grandpa said. He produced medical records. Comprehensive cognitive evaluation from Dr. Robert Kim. Mental capacity assessment. Everything documented. I'm 78 and diabetic, but my mind is perfect, Grandpa said. No one can claim confusion. Why not tell the family? Grandpa's expression hardened. Because I want to see what Jennifer does when she thinks she's inheriting everything. She's been so confident. So entitled. Let's see what she's really planning. I signed the documents on March 12, 2018. All 8 properties transferred to my name between March 13 to 15, 2018. Total value $3.6 million. Legal. Recorded. Public record. And Grandpa made me promise absolute secrecy. In 2017, even before the transfer, Grandpa had given Jennifer property oversight access as a test. You want to prove you're responsible? He told her at Sunday dinner. Help me track the rental income for a year. Show me you understand property management. Jennifer was thrilled. I won't let you down, Grandpa. She immediately created complex spreadsheets. Professional-grade property management tracking, she called it. Every month, she'd present reports to Grandpa showing income, expenses, net operating income. But I noticed something odd in 2018. The numbers in Jennifer's reports didn't match the actual deposits. Property number 2 in Denver. 4 units at $1,800 each should generate $7,200 monthly. Jennifer's reports showed $6,000. Property number 5 in Colorado Springs. 6 units generating $1,400 each should be $8,400 monthly. Jennifer's reports showed $7,000. Property number 6 in Denver. Renting for $2,600 monthly. Jennifer's reports showed $2,100. The pattern was consistent. Jennifer was reporting 15 to 20% less income than actually collected. I documented everything. Screenshots of her reports. Copies of actual lease agreements. Bank statements showing real deposits. Then I realized where the money was going. Jennifer had set up a property management account, claiming it was for reserve funds and operational efficiency. Rent went into this account. Jennifer took her cut. Then she transferred the reduced amount to Grandpa's account and reported that lower number. Over 7 years, 2017 to 2024, she diverted $420,000. I hired a forensic accountant in 2023 without telling anyone. In June 2023, I hired Michael Chin, a forensic accountant specializing in real estate fraud. I need a complete audit, I told him, providing 7 years of records. Someone with oversight access has been diverting funds. I need to know exactly how much. Michael's report took 3 months. The findings were devastating. Period analyzed. January 2017 to December 2023, 84 months. Total rental income collected, $1,512,000. Amount transferred to Thomas Bennett, $1,092,000. Missing amount, $420,000. Jennifer's method was consistent. Collect full rent, skim 15 to 20%, transfer the remainder, report the reduced amount as if that was the actual rent collected. January 2017. Property number 2 collected $7,200. Jennifer reported and transferred $6,000. Diverted, $1,200. February 2017. Property number 5 collected $8,400. Jennifer reported and transferred $7,000. Diverted, $1,400. 84 months of systematic theft. The diverted money went into Jennifer's property management account, then into investment accounts she controlled. She'd been using Grandpa's rental income to fund her and Bradley's lifestyle. Vacation properties, luxury cars, country club dues. Michael's report included asterisk bank statements showing every diversion. Asterisk comparison of reported versus actual rental income. Asterisk timeline of fraudulent transactions. Asterisk analysis of where the money went. This is systematic embezzlement, Michael said. She's been stealing from your grandfather for 7 years. I filed the report with Patricia Martinez, Grandpa's attorney. Grandpa died 3 months later in November 2023. At Grandpa's funeral, Jennifer gave a beautiful eulogy. Grandpa Thomas taught me about building wealth through real estate, she said, voice breaking perfectly. He trusted me to oversee his properties these last several years. I promised to honor his legacy by managing them with the same wisdom and care he demonstrated. People nodded. Mom cried. Dad looked proud. I sat in the back, knowing Jennifer had stolen $420,000 from the man she was eulogizing. After the service, Jennifer cornered me. Jordan, I know you helped Grandpa with minor property stuff, she said. I want you to know I appreciate that. Once the estate transfers to me, I'll make sure you're compensated. Maybe $20,000 for your time. That's generous, I said neutrally. We're family, Jennifer replied. Even though you never pursued a real career, you still deserve something. She actually believed that. Believed I'd accept $20,000 while she inherited millions. Thanksgiving is at our place this year, Jennifer continued. We'll announce the estate settlement then. Give everyone something to be thankful for. Thanksgiving dinner. November 23, 2023. The day everything would explode. November 23, 2023. Jennifer and Bradley's ski chalet near Aspen. The whole family gathered. Mom, Dad, Jennifer, Bradley, me, Aunt Carol, Uncle Pete, cousins. 14 people around an elaborate Thanksgiving table. Turkey, all the sides, expensive wines. Jennifer loved hosting when she had something to celebrate. Midway through dinner, Jennifer stood up with her wine glass. I want to make an announcement, she said. Everyone fell silent. As you all know, Grandpa Thomas's estate is being settled, Jennifer began. His 8 properties across Colorado, now worth approximately $4.5 million. She was already inflating the value. The properties were worth $4.2 million, but Jennifer always exaggerated. I want everyone to know, Jennifer continued. I'm the only heir. Grandpa's 8 Colorado properties are mine. Jordan's getting nothing. My parents applauded. That's wonderful, Mom said. Well deserved, Dad agreed. Aunt Carol smiled. Uncle Pete raised his glass. Let's be realistic, Jennifer said, turning to me with false sympathy. Jordan never pursued higher education. He doesn't have professional expertise. He can't manage assets worth millions. Grandpa understood that sophisticated property management requires legal and financial acumen. Everyone nodded. I'll be selling the properties immediately, Jennifer announced. Bradley and I have already structured the investment strategy. We're projecting 8 to 10% annual returns, which is significantly better than Grandpa's outdated buy and hold approach. More nods. More murmurs of approval. I smiled quietly. Just took a bite of turkey, chewed slowly, sipped my water. Jennifer interpreted my silence as acceptance. She smiled, satisfied. I want to thank Jordan for his minor contributions over the years, Jennifer said magnanimously. Showing apartments, that sort of thing. Once the sale closes, I'll give you $25,000. That should help with your freelance business. Then Dad received a text and his face went pale. He was looking at his phone and the color drained from his face completely. Jennifer, he said slowly, his voice shaking. The forensic accountant just sent his report. You need to explain where $420,000 in rental income went over 7 years. The table went silent. Jennifer's wine glass froze halfway to her lips. What are you talking about? Michael Chin, forensic accountant, Dad said, reading from his phone. He sent his report to the estate attorney. It says you diverted $420,000 from Grandpa's rental accounts between 2017 and 2023. I slid the quitclaim deeds across the table. 8 documents. All stamped with county recorder seals. All dated March 13 to 15, 2018. Grandpa transferred everything to me in 2018, I said calmly. I've owned it all along. My sister started screaming as the estate lawyer walked in with. Patricia Martinez walked into the dining room, briefcase in hand, followed by 2 police officers. Actually, 1 officer and 1 county sheriff's deputy. But their presence was unmistakable. Jennifer screamed, "What is this? What's happening?" Patricia set her briefcase on the table next to my quitclaim deeds. On March 12, 2018, Thomas Bennett transferred all 8 properties to Jordan Bennett via quitclaim deed, Patricia said formally. All deeds were recorded with their respective county offices. Jordan has been the legal owner for 5 years and 8 months. She laid out 8 documents next to mine. Denver County Property Records, Property Number 1 transferred to Jordan Bennett, March 13, 2018. Denver County Property Records, Property Number 2, transferred to Jordan Bennett, March 13, 2018. 8 properties. All recorded. All showing my name. Jennifer grabbed the deeds with shaking hands. This says 2018. This can't be, Grandpa wouldn't. Mr. Bennett made his decision based on 8 years of observation, Patricia said. Jordan has been managing these properties since 2016. You've been embezzling from them since 2017. I haven't embezzled anything. Jennifer shouted. I managed the accounts. I created professional systems. You created a system to steal $420,000, I said quietly. Patricia pulled out Michael Chen's forensic report. Page after page of evidence. Mom had started crying. Dad looked like he might be sick. Bradley was staring at Jennifer with dawning horror. Between January 2017 and December 2023, Patricia read from the report, Jennifer Bennett diverted $420,000 from rental income. The pattern was consistent. Collect full rent, skim 15 to 20%, transfer the remainder, report the reduced amount. She showed the evidence. Bank statements. Rental agreements showing actual rents. Jennifer's reports showing lower amounts. The math was undeniable. January 2017, $1,200 diverted. February 2017, $1,400 diverted. March 2017, $1,100 diverted. 84 months of theft. That money funded your vacation property in Telluride. I said, pulling out more documentation. $180,000 down payment in August 2019, 3 weeks after you diverted $18,000. Your Range Rover, I continued. $95,000 purchase in June 2020, 10 days after you diverted $9,500. Your country club initiation fee, I finished. $40,000 in March 2021, same month you diverted $8,000. Every major purchase Jennifer and Bradley had made, funded by money stolen from Grandpa. I was going to pay it back. Jennifer screamed. When? I asked. After you inherited properties you thought were coming? Except they were never yours. They've been mine since 2018. This is insane. Bradley spoke for the first time, his face red. Jennifer would never. There must be some mistake. There's no mistake, Patricia said firmly. Michael Chen's analysis is comprehensive. Every transaction documented. Every diversion traced. But I'm a lawyer. Jennifer insisted. I understand property management. Jordan's just a freelance designer who never even finished college. Jordan's freelance design business generates $195,000 annually, Patricia said. His net worth is $1.8 million. He's been successfully managing a $4.2 million property portfolio for 6 years while you've been stealing from it. The room went silent. $1.8 million? Mom whispered. Jordan. Yes, I confirmed. And you never told us? Dad asked. You never asked, I replied. You were too busy apologizing for me not being a lawyer like Jennifer. Jennifer turned on our parents. Did you know about this? About the properties being Jordan's? We had no idea, Dad said, still pale from the forensic report. Grandpa asked me to keep it secret, I explained. He wanted to see what you'd do when you thought you were inheriting everything. Turns out you stole $420,000. Bradley stood abruptly. I need to leave. Brad, Jennifer reached for him. Don't, he said coldly. You stole from your dying grandfather. You let me believe we'd inherit millions. You bought properties with embezzled money. I just can't. He walked out. Jennifer started crying. Real ugly tears. Not the composed grief from the funeral. I didn't mean to, she sobbed. We needed the money. The lifestyle we were maintaining. So you stole it from your dying grandfather, I said. While giving eulogies about honoring his legacy. Patricia cleared her throat. Jordan has 2 options. Press criminal charges for embezzlement and elder financial abuse. Or Jennifer signs a confession and makes full restitution. Restitution? Jennifer's voice cracked. I don't have $420,000. Then you'll pay it back over time, I said. 12 years. Monthly payments of $2,917. Plus Jennifer signs a confession that stays with Patricia. If she ever challenges the property transfers or spreads lies about manipulation, that confession goes to the district attorney. 12 years. Jennifer whispered. That's $35,000 a year. That's 1/12 of what you stole, I said. You're lucky I'm not pressing charges right now. Mom found her voice. Jordan, she's your sister. Can't I what, Mom? I interrupted. Give her properties that were never hers? Forgive $420,000 in embezzlement? Pretend she didn't spend 7 years stealing from Grandpa while planning to sell everything he built? Mom had no answer. The 8 properties are mine, I said firmly. They've been mine since 2018. Jennifer gets $40,000 from Grandpa's will. You and Dad get $40,000. That's what Grandpa decided was appropriate. But we're family, Aunt Carol said weakly. Family doesn't steal, I replied. Jennifer signed the confession and restitution agreement on November 27, 2023. The first payment of $2,917 was due December 27, 2023. It arrived on time. But the consequences were immediate and brutal. Bradley filed for divorce 3 weeks after Thanksgiving. I married someone I thought was honest and successful, he told their mutual friends. She's a thief. The Telluride vacation property, bought with embezzled money, went into foreclosure when Jennifer couldn't make payments without Bradley's income. The Range Rover was repossessed. Jennifer's law firm asked for her resignation after the embezzlement became known through legal proceedings. Ethics concerns, they called it. She moved from the Aspen ski chalet to a 2-bedroom apartment in Denver. From partner at a prestigious firm to unemployed and divorced. Mom tried to mediate. Can't you reduce the payments? 12 years is so long. It took her 7 years to steal it, I said. 12 years to pay it back is generous. Dad was different. He called me one evening 6 months after Thanksgiving. I owe you an apology, he said. For decades of measuring you by Jennifer's standards instead of your own achievements. Thank you, I said surprised. Grandpa saw what we didn't, Dad continued. That success isn't about degrees and titles. It's about character and competence. I'm sorry it took this long to understand. It didn't fix everything. But it was something. With the family drama settled into painful distance, I focused on what Grandpa Thomas had built. The 8 properties continued thriving under my ownership. Property number 1. The original Denver duplex from 1974. I would never sell. That was sacred. Grandpa's first purchase. Property number 4 in Fort Collins. Mrs. Patterson, the 81-year-old tenant, stayed until she peacefully passed in her sleep in 2024. I attended her funeral. Her family thanked me for giving her stability in her final years. Property number 2 in Denver. The family with 3 kids. I helped their eldest get a scholarship recommendation letter. She's now at Colorado State studying engineering. I raised rents modestly, 6% over 3 years, not the 30% Jennifer would have demanded. The portfolio appreciated from $4.2 million to $4.7 million by 2024. Annual income increased from $216,000 to $248,000. My graphic design business continued thriving, $210,000 annually. My net worth crossed $2.3 million. I was 30 years old. 1 year after Thanksgiving, I established the Thomas Bennett Housing Foundation with $175,000 in seed funding. The foundation helped families achieve housing stability. Emergency rental assistance. First-time homebuyer education. Down payment assistance. Financial literacy workshops. You're giving away money? Mom asked. I'm honoring what Grandpa believed, I said. He spent 50 years providing stable housing. This foundation continues that mission. The foundation helped its first family in December 2024. A single mother with 2 kids who needed $3,000 to avoid eviction after unexpected medical bills. She sent a thank you note. You saved our home. My kids can stay in their school. Thank you for seeing us as people, not just tenants. That's what Grandpa's 8 properties really represented. Not investment returns. Not assets to liquidate. But homes. Security. The foundation of people's lives. In October 2024, nearly a year after Thanksgiving, I received a letter. Jennifer's handwriting. Denver postmark. Jordan, it began. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm not asking you to reduce the restitution. I'm writing because my therapist said I needed to acknowledge what I did without excuses. I stole $420,000 from Grandpa. Over 7 years. While he was dying. While he trusted me. I did it to maintain a lifestyle I couldn't actually afford. To look successful instead of being successful. You were actually successful. $195,000 from your design business. Managing a $4.2 million portfolio. Building real wealth while I was stealing and performing. Grandpa saw that. He saw that credentials mean nothing without character. That talking about responsibility and demonstrating responsibility are different things. I'm 11 months into my 12-year payment plan. 133 months to go. Every payment reminds me of who I became and who I should have been. I don't expect us to reconcile. I don't deserve that. I just wanted you to know that I finally understand why Grandpa chose you. You weren't the successful one by our family's standards. But you were the worthy one by his. Jennifer. I read it twice. Then I wrote back. Jennifer, I wrote. You're right. You don't deserve forgiveness and I'm not offering it. $420,000 stolen from a dying man who loved you. That's unforgivable. But I believe you're finally learning what Grandpa tried to teach us. That worth isn't measured by degrees or job titles. It's measured by what you do when nobody's watching. You had every advantage. Cornell degree. Successful career. Family pride. But you used those advantages to steal while looking down on me. Grandpa's 8 properties weren't a reward. They were a responsibility. He trusted me to preserve what he'd built over 50 years. To care for tenants like Mrs. Patterson and the family in property number 2. To understand that real estate is about providing homes, not maximizing returns. Keep making the payments. Keep learning what character actually means. And maybe when all 144 payments are done 12 years from now, you'll understand that being worthy has nothing to do with credentials and everything to do with integrity. Jordan. I mailed it. We'll probably never rebuild our relationship. Some betrayals are too deep. But I'd learned the most important lesson from Grandpa's legacy. The best inheritance isn't what you receive, it's proving you deserve it before it's even offered. It's been 18 months since that Thanksgiving where Jennifer declared she was the only heir. The 8 properties are now worth $4.9 million. Annual income, $264,000. The Thomas Bennett Housing Foundation has grown to $285,000 and has helped 31 families avoid eviction or achieve homeownership. Jennifer is 18 months into her 12-year payment plan. She's never missed a payment. 10.5 years to go. My design business generates $225,000 annually. My net worth is $2.6 million. I'm 31 years old. Every Sunday I visit property number 1. The Denver duplex Grandpa bought in 1974. I sit on the porch and drink coffee thinking about his 50-year journey. Jennifer made her 18th payment last week. I told the duplex yesterday. On time like always. 126 payments left. The Denver morning was crisp and clear. The duplex looked exactly as Grandpa had maintained it. Solid, modest, enduring. You were right about everything, I said to his memory. About building in silence. About stewardship over liquidation. About character mattering more than credentials. A young family walked past, the kids pointing at the duplex. That's a nice house, one said. The parents didn't know that the freelance designer, sitting on the porch, owned 8 properties worth nearly $5 million. I smiled. Being underestimated remained the most powerful position there was. I locked up and drove my Subaru, now with 168,000 miles, back to my apartment. My phone buzzed. A text from the foundation. Family number 32 just closed on their first home. Used our down payment assistance and education program. They're crying with joy. That's what Grandpa's legacy was really about. Not assets to liquidate. Not returns to optimize. But homes. Security. Dreams. While my Cornell-educated lawyer sister spent the next decade learning that looking successful and being worthy are completely different things. Exactly as Grandpa Thomas had planned.